Welcome to International Nature Journaling Week 2025. Our theme this year is going to be conversations with nature. And we're going to dive into different ways that we can listen to and learn from and be in conversation with the natural world. And we're also going to talk about ways that we can deepen our relationship with each other and with the earth. Now, we have this traveling nature journal, which we're going to send around the world to investigate different ways that people are in conversation with nature. But right now, I'd love to show you the way that I like to do it. This is my garden journal. I love gardening and I love noticing and documenting the different things that are happening in my garden. I put down things that are going right and also things that are not thriving. If I plant something in one of the beds in my garden and it's not flourishing, but I notice that the same thing is flourishing in a different location, I can ask myself why. Is there more sun here, or is the soil different? And in this way, my garden is talking to me, telling me what it needs more of. And I can adjust my gardening habits by listening to this conversation. In my garden journal, I also like to note down who's visiting the garden and what I'm planting and harvesting. Over time, the garden journal has become my way of talking to and listening to the garden. And this conversation deepens my relationship with this little patch of earth. And now, let's pass on this nature journal and see how others like to have conversations with nature.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Linda and I live in Escondido, California. And I love to nature journal so much. And one of my favorite places to nature journal is right here in my garden. I've been working on ways to capture sound in my nature journal, and I'd like to share one with you today. This is a song map that I've created. This is me. And look, I'm surrounded by bird song. Isn't that amazing? What makes this so special to me is that every time I open up this page, all of those songs come flooding back, and just think I get to keep that in my heart with me forever.
Hi everyone, I'm Geeta Suresh from Bangalore, India. I'm doing nature journaling for the past 3 years and I'm really loving working on it. And I work with students and the adult. And my way of conversation with nature is this my pretty scaly munia. It always comes to my apartment, to my balcony, and we both have our conversations. Our everyday conversation with coffee in the morning was with this munia. But nowadays, both munia and myself, we are missing each other. It's not coming. Maybe it's due to urbanization, or we are having the trees are getting reduced. No idea. I have to just look for it. My second bird, which I'm missing, and I have my lovely conversation, is my common sparrow. Again, common sparrow is also due to urbanization in apartments. We are missing out this, and IUCN has categorized it under the red category. So this is my way of having a conversation in my balcony with my plants and my birds. And I hope this keeps continuing with all my friends across the globe. Thank you.
Uno de mis momentos favoritos cuando salgo a hacer una ruta con mi bicicleta y donde siempre traigo mi journal es buscar puntos para hacer diario de naturaleza. En este momento estoy en mi lugar favorito, que es debajo de los árboles, y me gusta esta perspectiva porque puedo observar la forma de las ramas, cómo la luz atraviesa la copa de los árboles, y también puedo escuchar el sonido del viento y de las hojas. También el canto de las aves. De hecho, hace poco pude ver muy de cerca un colibrí. En este momento estaba haciendo un journal sobre esta imagen que tengo frente a mí del bosque y reflexionando sobre todas las oportunidades que tengo cuando salgo a explorar y conversar con la naturaleza de muchas maneras. Espero que disfruten de esta Semana Internacional de Diario de Naturaleza y podamos tener estas conversaciones en la naturaleza como lo estamos haciendo hoy.
Hi, I'm Jo from Australia. I'm looking forward to taking part in Nature Journaling Week this year. And this is one of my journals. So one of the things that I really like to do when I'm journaling is to not just observe what I'm seeing, but have a look at the mathematical patterns behind what I'm seeing. So I'll look at the shells and then look closely at the spirals that you see in a shell, or in the pine cones, the spirals that we see in a pine cone, and then I'll add not just the pine cone but also the math that I'm observing into my journal. By combining the mathematical language and what I'm observing in nature, it just helps me to understand the world that we're living in a little bit better. So I'm looking forward to joining in this week.
Hi there, I'm Nix. I'm up in Edinburgh in Scotland, and it's International Nature Journaling Week coming up in just a few days' time. So the theme this year is conversations with nature. So I haven't done a lot of drawing recently, but I was inspired by the theme, and made me think about the conversations that I have almost on a daily basis with the birds in my back garden. I do like to say hello to them, and they definitely like to say hello back. So I thought I would capture just a few and just quickly show you them. I haven't done much drawing recently, so my scale is completely gone to pot, but never mind. We've got our little sparrows who are super noisy. The robins, they're kind of territorial, but they're curious. And then we've also got our bigwing pigeons. They're big birds. They're eating the cherries in the front of my garden at the moment. And then probably my favourite is the jackdaw. Super social guys, really boisterous, got lots to say for themselves and always curious. So I'm looking forward to maybe spending a little bit of time exploring the other birds that live in my garden. Blue tits, long-tailed tits, there's just chaffinches, there's loads of them, which is an absolute privilege. So I hope you enjoy International Nature Journaling Week. I know I'm going to.
Hi there, I'm Alex Boone. I'm working on a nature journal to show the 72 micro-seasons of East Devon here in the UK. I'm doing a painting every 5 to 6 days to show how nature's changing through the year. I'm using a lot of natural materials like these paper bark pressings, pressed flowers, collage paper, gold leaf, and even doing things like painting with mud and making collages of individual flower petals to make up a whole flower. I'm also using natural botanical inks that I'm making myself. This is ink made from gorse.
Hi, I'm Megan from South Africa. My favourite part of a conversation with nature always involves a puzzle of some kind. So I was walking past this iboza plant, and a cloud of common mother of pearl butterflies flew out, but the iboza isn't flowering at the moment. So the puzzle is, why were the butterflies behaving like that? So the conversation becomes a cycle of asking questions, watching nature, researching. I'm in the moment. There's no worries, time disappears. I'm just in the moment, and that is the favorite part of my conversation with nature.
My name is Kate Ryder. I'm here at Hamakua Marsh here in Kailua, Hawaii. I made a nature journaling page of the conversation of the plants that are leaving this place, the plants that are coming in, and then also conversations that I had with the people here that are doing the work to care for this place.
I'm Surag Ramachandran from Bangalore, India. So let me show you my journal. Here it's a small one. So I started with something like this. Okay, I then moved on to some pictures which are a bit more detailed, something like this. Different experiments like this. Alright, then I thought I'll apply some colors. Okay, something like this. Then I started applying more colors. like this, the trees. You want more colors and filling up the pages in this manner. Some fantasy like this. Hope you like this. And now I'll pass the journal.
Hola a todos, mi nombre es Camila Márquez, yo soy de La Paz, Bolivia, y voy a hablarles un poco sobre cómo yo me comunico con la naturaleza. Bueno, en lo personal yo utilizo mucho mis oídos y mis manos, ya que son los sentidos que mejor manejo, y bueno, con esto yo puedo entender un poco más la historia que tiene que contarme el objeto que yo estoy registrando. Puede ser que algún sonido, una rama, o el canto de un ave, o si no la textura de diferentes hojas, de diferentes árboles, y todo esto yo lo voy registrando en mi diario. Yo empecé este año, por lo que no tengo tal vez un muy avanzado nivel de dibujo, pero es algo que me gusta mucho hacer, y bueno, me gusta anotar mis pensamientos, por eso hay varias anotaciones, y mediante esto yo he mejorado mucho mi relación con la naturaleza, y bueno, así puedo entenderla más.
Hello, my name is Miriam Morrill, and I am currently in the mountains of Northern California. I'm really excited about our theme this year of conversations with nature. My favorite way to build a conversation with nature, no matter plants, animals, entire ecosystems, air, water, soil, tracking temperatures, tracking weather, is this great conversation starter. If you think about it, plants and animals have adapted to different temperature regimes around the world. Plant phenology, all of the different cycles of breeding and migration, all can relate to temperature, and it's something we experience, and we can build this basic understanding, a commonality that is a great conversation starter. For me, I love to have a monthly tracker for my temperatures. I track high, low, and average. I have a little column here. I've done it a lot of different ways. This is just, I need something easy. I used to do really fancy ones, but tracking daily high, low, and average, and then whether you have a bunch of other pages or you have a number here for the month, that observations, these are all different locations, but sometimes it's all one place. But I love tracking temperature. I can kind of get an idea of, oh, okay, we've got a warming trend, but there still have been some below freezing temperatures. And then when I go out and have conversations, I can kind of talk about and think about, is that a normal temperature trend for this time of year for this place? I can look that up, the climate in that location, temperature extremes. I can use that as a prompt to go out after a temperature extreme and kind of be there and be present and experience and observe how they're experiencing those things in nature. So I could go on forever. I've done several versions of this video because I want to keep talking, but I love tracking temperatures and using that to start my conversations with nature. So good luck with that and enjoy.
One quiet way I converse with nature is through the vegetables I gather, either from my own garden or from the local market. I pause to notice their colors, shapes, and textures. I touch them, draw them, admire them, before gently transforming them into something nourishing for my family. Often, I find myself sketching them once again, once they've become a shared meal on our dining table, a simple tribute to where they came from. In these acts, I hold on to gratitude for the earth, for the harvest, and for every small living gift that finds its way into my hands.
Kia ora, I'm Jennifer, a nature journaler from Aotearoa, New Zealand. I love to record the changing seasons and the different things that are happening in my garden.
Hello everyone, my name is Deepthi. I'm from Goa, India, and I'm very excited to be a part of Virtual Traveling Nature Journal. And for the theme Conversations in Nature, I drew my favorite summer flowers, Gulmohar or Delonix regia, Samania samar or rain tree, and Cassia fistula, or the golden shower tree. Most of my conversations in nature are definitely with the flowers. Even the teeny tiny flower on the ground fascinates me. I can spend hours looking at them, and I love documenting them and preserving them. I'd like to know how you converse in nature as well, so passing on my journal.
Moin, ich bin Inken und komme aus Norddeutschland. Und meine Auseinandersetzung oder Unterhaltung mit der Natur passiert ganz oft relativ spontan. Mir fallen Sachen vor die Füße und ich möchte sie entdecken. Ich möchte sie kennenlernen, die Wesen, denen ich da begegne. Und sei es nun bei einem Urlaub, was man so an Sachen findet, oder welche Vögel man vielleicht noch nie gesehen hat, dass man das dokumentiert. Oder wenn man Besuch zu Hause bekommt und man kennt denjenigen gar nicht, dann mache ich das in meinem Nature Journal, so lerne ich die kennen. Das ist meine Unterhaltung mit der Natur.
はい、ここは日本の高知県です。今日本はもうすぐ梅雨と呼ばれる、雨季に入ります。日本語で雨の表現、いろんな表現があるんですね。雨がザーザー降るとか、しとしと降るとか、あとポツポツ降るとかね、いろんな表現があるんです。で、今回は今日も一日雨だったんですけれども、いろんな表現で、ジャーナリングをしてみました。いつも使う表現とは違う表現をチャレンジしてみました。なかなか難しかったです。で、色だとかパターンだとか違う言い方、言葉を使って表現をしてみました。雨の表現、他にどんな表現あると思いますか？では次の人に渡します。はい。
This is an old journal page of mine and among my favorites. This tree was right outside my house, and I would literally walk on a path of these unique triangular shaped leaves on the ground every day. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. But when I sit with my journal page, it is literally like having a conversation with my sketchbook and whatever I'm sketching. It could be the leaf or flower or lizard or anything. And what makes it more special is that the whole time I'm sketching, I'm talking to myself as to what is the angle of the margin, leaf margin, how big is the stalk, how are the blotches placed on the leaf, how are the veins, how flat is the top, that is what adds to the unique shape of this leaf, you know, and what makes each of these leaves, though they're the same, slightly unique from each other. It could be the coloration, it could be the slight variation in the form, you know, and how the shadows fall on the ground. So all these conversations, I think, are making me look at the leaf a little more intently, looking at all the details that are there, and that is what makes it more special. And I feel the more time I have, the more immersed I am with my journal page, and the more immersed I am, I can get a little more creative with the font or where I write the date, and a little more playful with my page as well. That makes the whole experience or the process a lot more richer for me and more special. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Lisa Roo from South Africa. I love this theme this year of conversations in nature, and I would say that my number one conversation in nature is definitely bird call. I find birds that way. I always try and figure out what bird it is that is calling, and it is often how I find a new bird.
Saya Andi Ristiawan, saya dari Indonesia. Buat saya berinteraksi dengan alam atau bercakap dengan alam, artinya kita harus sejajar dengan alam, kita harus membuka diri dengan alam. sehingga kita bisa melihat lebih dekat bagaimana alam itu bekerja, bagaimana alam itu jadi alam. Saya lebih suka membuat nature journal tentang tumbuhan karena tumbuhan itu diam, tumbuhan itu tidak berbicara, tumbuhan itu tidak bersuara. Jadi perlu memperhatikan lebih dekat, perlu memperhatikan lebih jeli lagi untuk berinteraksi dengan tumbuhan agar kita lebih mengenal dunia tumbuhan. Sekian dari saya, selamat International Journaling Week 2020.
Look at the tree. It looks magical, as if the tree has come alive, swaying and nodding. That's the Tytia tinctoria. A whirlwind of wings surrounds the tree as the butterflies dance around the white blooms. I see the blue tigers, common crow, the striped tigers, and few emigrants. I think this must be the time of the year when the butterflies migrate through Bangalore.
Thank you. My name is Melinda Nakagawa. I'm in California in the United States, and I love to take my nature journal out when I'm in nature and have conversations with the living plants and animals that are around me. And one page I want to share is this spring when I went out and decided that I would focus on the plants that are edible and maybe have medicinal qualities that I'm learning more about them. And so bringing my nature journal out, doing little sketches, writing what I observe, helps commit to my memory and helps me learn more about those plants. So I've been enjoying doing that a lot more these days, and I would love to hear what everyone else has to share.
My journal is about zoo animals. And the way I like to connect with nature is to sit with it and learn from it.
So now we have a whole week together to explore and to celebrate the different ways that we can have conversations with nature.